responsible and voted that finance bill. But the issue which you raised with Renuka Chaudhary is one of compelling importance. Law officers are supposed to be upholders of the law, not subverters of it. Renuka Chaudhary says, let's get all the facts before we say anything. The undeniable fact today is that one law officer lied to the Supreme Court and told the Supreme Court that the status report had not been shown to the government. And he now claims that this was done at the instance of the Attorney General of India. The short point is that the Attorney General of India owes a huge explanation to this country. He has to have a point-by-point rebuttal of that publicized letter of the advocates of the Additional Solicitor General, Mr. Rawal. Otherwise, it puts the Attorney General, the highest law officer in this country, in very, very poor light. And it's a stain on this entire country, its criminal justice system and justice in general.
I will finally take the final word from Renuka Chaudhary. I'll give you the last word, Ms. Chaudhary. You have given an assurance to the country that accountability will be fixed if it is found that any government official or any member of the government has erred. I think that is a very important statement that you have made, Renuka Chaudhary, on Newsnight tonight. On that note, I'll thank you, Renuka, Mahesh Jethmalani and Sanjeev Srivastava for joining us on Newsnight. All eyes will now be Supreme Court is expected to give its observations on an affidavit which the CBI has time till 6th of May to file. Well, moving on now, Parliament's budget session seems headed for an abrupt end. The opposition allowed the government to pass the finance bills today without any discussion, but Leader of Opposition in the Lok Sabha, Sushma Swaraj, has made it clear that the government can no longer seek any cooperation from the opposition in passing any other bills.
Day 6 of
You can catch all the latest news from the world of politics, sports and business at DD News Twitter handle, which is DD News Live round the clock. We'll be back in just 2 minutes. Please don't go anywhere. Thanks for staying with us. You're watching Newsnight. Here's a recap of the headlines. Supreme side the national capital's Karkarduma courts when former Congress MP Sajjan Kumar was acquitted in a 1984 anti-Sikh riots case. The court found Kumar's 5 co-accused guilty, but found all charges against the Congress leader unsubstantiated. Even the judge faced the ire of those disappointed at the verdict with a shoe thrown at the bench in the courtroom. The Commission have visited Indian prisoner Sarabjit Singh at the Jinnah Hospital in Lahore, but the news is not encouraging. Relief for the common man, oil companies have decided to slash petrol prices across the country by 3 rupees a litre. The new prices come into effect from midnight tonight. Petrol will now cost 63. And here's a look at what else is making news across the country. In a couple of minutes, please don't go anywhere. Welcome back. There seems to be no resolution in sight still for the border standoff with China, days after the Prime Minister said that the incursion is a local issue and government has a plan to deal with the situation. Now Chinese troops have reportedly erected a 5th tent, even flashing banners proclaiming the tents are in Chinese territory. Also show a bid by China to escalate border tension, a point which Professor Stobden had just made.
No, I think the 5th, you see, the point is that it is in a particular place right now, and they are adding more reinforcements, maybe some more people come. So the point is that it is still in and around one particular spot. The fact is that yes, we have not been able to reach an understanding as to how to diffuse, de-escalate the situation. So to that extent now,
could possibly have been the trigger for the Chinese incursion, and what are the concessions which want us to make?
Well, I think the kind of statements that have been coming from the Chinese side, they have been quite consistent that they have not crossed the LAC, which may be in a way correct also, but consideration as well. I don't know I've just spoken to people in Leh who probably think that the intention is to divert the attention from Tibet. There are a lot of self-immolation taking place now. May, June, this self-immolation rate
is, and I would want to know your view on that, that the Indian side is of the view, according to Chinese troops will eventually withdraw, but they will use this incident to lay claim over the area in negotiations that take place at a later stage.
We have not got to the stage where maps are exchanged, which would make it clear where each side considers where the line of control runs. So by simply going and staying put, the whole point is that does this translate into the same line on a map?
For now, of course, there is a need for de-escalation, and Chinese troops continue to be in what India says is it's in its territory for the last 15 days, no less. Well, that's pretty much all that we have for you in Newsnight tonight. Do write to us and share your views on the show with us. Our Twitter handle is @DD Newsnight. We'll see you again tomorrow. Until then, goodbye. Take care.